Andrew, we have one question for you, basically. As the new head guy at the ARB, what's going to stay the same and what's going to change?
That's a great question, and I am 10 days on the job, and there's a lot for me to discover and understand. I've been having wonderful questions with staff across the institution about what needs to stay the same and what needs to change, and we're looking forward to having great impact in the coming years to make this even a better place to work and a better experience. And so the short answer is, I don't know yet, but it's going to be great.
Well, that's cool that you're kind of taking some time to settle in, see what's happening before we start making blanket changes. Is that the plan?
That's the plan.
Why did you apply to come here? What was your impetus to say, I'd like to go back home?
So I'm a horticulturist at heart. I grew up in Wisconsin, went to the University of Wisconsin for horticulture, and have spent my career in public gardens. And most recently, I've spent the last 13 years in universities, so Penn State and Harvard University, working at those arboretum. And so coming back to an institution that I knew growing up, I used to grow the University of Minnesota and Arboretum's plant introductions at my parents' and siblings' homes in Wisconsin. And so having the opportunity to come back to the Big Ten, to a land-grant institution where horticulture and plant introduction and research is still thriving, I mean, it's an opportunity I can't pass up. And so I am extremely humbled and privileged, feel very privileged to return to the Midwest and to Minnesota and be closer to family and friends. And I feel like I'm here
It's a
back at home
homecoming
already.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of course, things that look great here and amazing spaces. Do you have some things that stand out to you as your favorite spots?
Well, it's all beautiful. I mean, I had not visited the Arboretum before I came for my interview in February. I knew of the Arboretum, again, from apples and grapes and ornamental introductions and leadership within the public garden community. But I've been blown away by the facilities that are here, the garden spaces here. It's just an amazing institution. I think what I'm most surprised by, I don't know what my favorite spot is, but what I've been most surprised by is just the natural ecology that's happening and the natural landscape that this institution has. So if you imagine 1,200 acres with rolling hills, meadows, prairies, swamps, a lake, Lake Tamarack. It's an amazing institution. So gardens, yes, and I will pick a favorite garden in the coming year, but I'm most surprised by just the natural beauty of this institution.
That's really nice.
You mentioned making this a better place to work. What do you mean by that? What do you want to dig a little more into that?
Yeah, I think from what I've, from the day I arrived, whether it was going out to breakfast or talking to somebody giving me my haircut, or going to events on campus at the university, everybody has such a deep appreciation for what the Arboretum is and means, and the place of the Arboretum in our community. It's seen as this epicenter of horticulture, but also community and education in plant sciences. And the staff works so hard to provide those experiences and those programming. But I want to make sure that inside it's seen as just at a high level of a place to work. I think we all feel like the Arboretum is one of the best parts of the University of Minnesota, right? But we also want it to be one of the best places to work at the university. And my goal is to make sure that's the case and work with the staff to make sure that it's a welcoming, inviting, inclusive environment for everybody.
Yeah, I would think, excuse me, I would think that the people that come here have no idea what it takes to run a place or even what it takes just to maintain this place.
Absolutely. I mean, the gardens alone, the landscapes alone, that's one thing, but I went home to Milwaukee for Mother's Day on Saturday, and I was right back here Sunday morning to see all the activities underway. I was blown away by everything that was happening. I mean, we had Mother's Day brunch, hundreds of people there. The plant sale was wrapping up, and the tents were empty, and the tulips were in full glory. I mean, it was an amazing experience to see how many people this institution is enriching their lives and a destination on such a special day like Mother's Day. So, yeah, lots to be thankful.
Not a
and
bad
proud
place
of.
to work, huh?
Beautiful institution. Easy decision to come to a place like this.
Very cool. Just one more question. We talked a little bit about the science that happens here. Where does that kind of rank in your level of focus, that developing new and continuing to cultivate what's happened here?
Yeah, as I mentioned, I think one of the main reasons I came here is because of the thriving research, right? The University of Minnesota and the Arboretum in partnership are seen as still a hub of activity when it comes to plant introduction and breeding and selection, especially when it comes to plants that are going to be successful in northern Midwest. So to me, it's a paramount activity. It's at the top of my list to make sure that we have the sustainability to make sure that those programs continue, and engage the university, the College of Horticulture, even deeper. And so look forward to meeting with all the researchers and scholars at specifically the College of Horticulture, and seeing how we can engage to continue to push the envelope, which has made this place such a special entity within horticulture generally.
Well, we wish you nothing but good luck, my friend, and I'm sure everything will work out.
Thanks, Bobby, Laura. Pleasure.